on this first Sunday of January 2022. Wow, 2022. We were chatting yesterday and talking about when we were young and geez, what would it be like and how old will I be when it becomes the year 2000? And here we are at 2022. Wow. We welcome everybody that's joining us today online, whether you're joining us right now as we're doing this somewhat live, but on Zoom, or anyone who decides to watch this later. And our vision at Unity of London is a world that is powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. Just imagine a world where people are kinder and they share their spiritual awakening with each other, reminding us, each and every one of us, who we really are, a divine expression of that one and only life force that flows through each and every one of us. And we see for 2022, some wonderful things happening for all the people online today with us and the people that are connected with Unity of London, and those that aren't as well. But we love being unitics. And to realize that vision, our mission at Unity of London is to co-create with spirit to transform lives through shared spiritual awakening. And what does that look like? Well, it looks like that we do that by being a loving, inclusive, supportive community, by promoting self-expression. We believe each and every person is a divine expression, and you should express who you really are, not what someone else maybe wants you to be. We live what we believe, the 5 principles. And if you're new to Unity, anyone tuning in, I invite you to go to unity.org and learn about the 5 basic principles that Unity is based on. We inspire people to make a positive difference in the world, and we provide fellowship and education for spiritual seekers of all walks of life. We're truly all-inclusive. And we have one major announcement today, and that is that Pauline, who has been a prayer chaplain since 2012 and is a certified life and communications coach with many decades of teaching experience, also is nearing the end, and this is part of her accreditation to become a licensed Unity teacher. Pauline has spent many years in study. And so if you're seeking a greater spiritual strength in times of trouble or life changes, if you want to develop affirmative prayer practices and have greater comfort through prayer, or explore the wondrous world of prayer in a small group setting, you can also examine the Inspiring a Closer Walk with God book by Reverend Rosemary. Please register for Pauline's class. It is starting this week on January, no, not this week, next week, on January the 10th, and you have an option for an afternoon class or an evening class. We have Wilda available for one-on-one prayer, and if there's more than one person that would like one-on-one prayer after the service, Pauline or myself could certainly step in. But as always, we offer private one-on-one prayer following the service with one of our prayer chaplains. And speaking of prayer, let's prepare ourselves for our wonderful service by going into prayer. So I invite you to close your eyes if it makes you comfortable, and let go of the busyness of the morning, and let go of whatever you're doing after the service, and focus on this moment right here, right now. And feel the connection that you have with spirit, with the divine source of life in your heart space. And we hold all of our community, Unity of London community, and all unities worldwide in our prayer. In particular, in January, we do hold Unity of York Region and Unity of Ottawa in our prayer. And we hold all spiritual gatherings in our prayer, for we know that there are many paths to the one and only source. And as we begin a new year, we recognize that there's change, yet there is not change. Many people are facing challenges today, whether it's health, weather-related, or disasters, natural disasters, finances. But hasn't it always been that way? It's our challenges that cause us to dig deeper, to find our source, to find ways to connect with source, and know that within us, we have all we need to get through the challenges. And one of the easiest ways is to tap into the joy that is within each and every one of us and to share that love and joy that does reside within us, that flows through us. So as we prepare to set ourselves up for a fantastic year full of love, joy, challenges, and overcoming challenges, we just rest in the moment now, knowing that all is well. For we know wherever we are, whatever we're going through, we're never alone. That source that helps us make it through everything and make life better is always with us, flowing through us. We see people that are hungry being fed. We see people that are sick getting healthy. We do see a world powerfully transformed. For as we each transform a little bit each day, the world transforms. And we know that this is fact, that this is truth. And so it is, and so we let it be, and so we set ourselves up for a wonderful service today, a great week, a great month, and a fantastic year. And so we let it be. Amen. And now Don Brigalow is going to read from today's daily word.
Today's daily word is entitled Clarity. Time spent communing with God gives me clarity. When I gaze toward the heavens on a moonlit night, I expect to see twinkling stars and constellations. But if I use a telescope, I can see details with much greater clarity. This example could describe my spiritual life as well. I may go about my day mindful of my blissful blessings, my blissful feelings, and kinship with all people. These things and more are the fruits of my faith. But I find clarity during times of intentional contemplation when I meditate upon the truth. I feel the presence of God fill my consciousness and touch my heart. This clarity informs my thoughts, words, and actions, bringing my faith to vivid life. For now I see in the mirror dimly, but then I will see face to face. Now I know only in part, then I will know fully, even as I have been fully known. First Corinthians 13, verse 12. As Sylvia has said a thing or two about our speaker today, let me reiterate some of this. Pauline has been a Unity Prayer Chaplain since 2012, is the past president of Unity of London's board, and is a frequent speaker of Unity Sunday services. Pauline will be teaching her first Unity course beginning January 10th. You can see the particulars about that in our newsletter for details. As we welcome our new year, please join me in welcoming our dear Pauline Duncan Thrasher.
Thank you very much, Dawn. I chose this slide because it represents all of you. This is a message about you. And the Burning Bowl service is not about the person sitting beside you who you love dearly. It's about your response. You can see that the different colors on this slide represent some of the different powers. Each of you is so unique, so special, brings your own background, your own successes, your own challenges. And that is exciting. because nobody in this world can bring to this world exactly what you can bring. Nobody in this world has the unique combination of you. With your heart-filled divine presence, you have an opportunity every day of your life to make a unique contribution to the world. And I invite you to really consider that in this presentation. My stepdaughter sent me a wonderful present at Christmas. It was a book called Atlas of the Heart by Brene Brown. And in it was this message that is so integral to everything we do in Unity. The whole book is about different feelings, contrasting feelings. And she had a whole section about vulnerability and how so often we really cherish, love, appreciate, want to hug and comfort those people who are vulnerable. But don't let us show vulnerability. Oh no. We don't want to show that we are vulnerable. I think about the people that are close to me, that I love with a great tenderness, and they are people who've been willing to show their vulnerability. We cultivate love when we allow our most vulnerable and powerful selves to be deeply seen and known. Think about that today in this service and in the days to come. Do you always have to present yourself as the power person who has all the answers? Because none of us does. Or are you willing sometime just to let yourself be seen as, I don't have all the answers. Can you help me out here? And I know that in this technology, I do that quite a bit. Larry knows for sure. So does Sylvia. When we honor the spiritual connection that grows from offering other people the chance to see that we're not perfect, that we're not all powerful, that we don't know everything. From that offering comes trust, respect, kindness, and affection. So in the coming year, we don't have to be perfect. Who can be that anyway? We can be ourselves, our genuine selves. I chose some pictures that have children and families in them. And when you take a look at these, it might remind you of your grandchildren, of that tenderness when you hold a little hand in yours. It might even remind you of yourself, when you had so much trust in your heart that you reached up your hand and that person who held your hand was the biggest, strongest, mightiest person in the world. We've had a lot of children having to learn how to run computers this year. And there is a great vulnerability in both the teacher and the person being taught. That vulnerability that I just talked about. And far, far away in another country might be a dad showing his son how to ride a bike or letting his son have a little ride. A family enjoying nature. These are all moments of connection, moments of love, moments when we are tender, compassionate, and caring, and often when we're vulnerable. And it's not all about being vulnerable, it's also about being strong. Paul in Ephesians reminded us, and I changed all the words they to you, because this presentation is about you. Paul had a habit of talking they. A vision of the future is when you can assess who you are, where you've come from, and where you are going. That's our vision of the future. And to be honest, we don't know exactly where we're going. Our greatest moment of strength is in the now, the right now. But when we look ahead to the new year, when we look ahead to 2022, it's wide open with possibilities. And you are the person who reaches out, grasps those possibilities with excitement and love. We do go through some turmoil because within each of us are what I call raging fires. I don't mean the fire that we're going to use in a few minutes, but there are fires that rage within us. And these are our blockages. We all have them. And they come in from time to time. You'll see them in a moment. You'll see them maybe as fear. Is there a time when you've not felt a little tiny bit of fear? Maybe the fear of the unknown. The fear that you're not good enough. The fear of COVID. The fear of any kind of disease. I don't want to go on about the fears. You know what your fears are. And we don't want fear to run our life. We just need to be aware, is it there, and how can we deal with it? The anger, and we've talked about anger on the highway, anger sometimes with ourselves, anger that something isn't going right, the self-doubt. Can I really do this? Am I good enough? Sometimes guilt over something you did a long time ago and it's done and past. Comparing ourselves with other people to our detriment. Or sometimes comparing ourselves to other people and making ourselves better. In our own head, of course. That judgment that's so easy to slip in. Judging someone else, judging ourselves, judging our leaders. And I put procrastination on the bottom, but for me, it's not always the bottom. Sometimes it's the core. I spent a lot of time yesterday cleaning out my office. If I wanted to be really bold, I could show you my clean desk, but it piles up. I don't know what you procrastinate about, or what you might be afraid of, or whether you have anger within, or whether you doubt yourself, whether you doubt that divine presence within. Maybe none of these apply to you. Maybe you're okay and you're together, and that's all right too. I came across a conversation with God about falling to pieces, and I just saw it today, and I thought, rats, I didn't call Larry and ask him to be the voice of God. So maybe Larry will remember this. So I'm just putting Larry on the spot just for a few minutes. Hello, God. Hello, God.
Hello, Pauline.
I'm falling apart. Can you put me back together again?
No, that's your job.
Oh, fiddle. I thought you were going to do it for me. Rats. What about all the pieces of my life that are falling to the ground?
The answers are within.
Whew. Now I know why you're called God.
You got
Now
it,
I need to
baby.
go within. Whoa. So when I went within, I discovered that it's just growing pains. What I thought was falling apart is not falling apart. And I know that when I go within, I can relax. I can take those deep breaths that calm my spirit. If I quit holding on to the pieces that fall off, God, what's left of me? What's left? And God says to me, the very best pieces of you are what's left. Eric Butterworth in The Flow of Life reminds us that wherever we are, whatever may have been the challenges of the past, and they may have been many, no matter what we may be facing today, walk on. I'd like you to read that with me. You don't have to unmute, it's okay, because if you unmute, we get all this conglomeration of songs, words. Wherever you are, and change it to I, wherever I am. Whatever may have been my challenges of the past, and no matter what I may be facing today, walk on. That's powerful. And now we have a chance to actually write down some of the challenges you may have been facing. So you all brought, meditation time, sorry. First we'll go to meditation. And in our meditation today, I want you to visualize yourself walking on, maybe walking down a beach. I know that Tom can do that very easily. Maybe holding the hand of a little child walking. Maybe walking through that tunnel with light at the end of the tunnel. And during this meditation time, you can close your eyes if you want. And I'd like to share with you one of James Dillett Freeman's wondrous poems. The one we all might be, Jesus our way shore, saw through life's imperfections, through sickness and doubt, through poverty and fear, through hatred and pride, even through death. And he called forth wholeness, faith, joy, love, and life. He showed us what life might be, lived to the utmost of its possibilities. He showed us what a person might be who held to the highest and best in himself. When we fear that we're falling apart, we go within. And in this time of going within right now, I invite you to breathe in. Breathe in divine discernment, your wisdom, everything you need to know what you are going to choose to let go of in the next few moments. This is nothing about anybody else. It's not about me, not about Sylvia or Dawn or Wilder or Larry or Catherine. It's about you. In the next few moments, think of your life and think of what, following the meditation, you're going to write on a paper, no matter what kind of paper it is. and what you will choose to let go of. Might be a habit. Might be a habit that nobody knows about except you. Might be a habit of forgetting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe you say to yourself often, I can't. That's not me. I'm not good enough. I don't want to. I have too much pain. I can't do this. Whatever is going through your head that you might want to get rid of might be very tiny, and it might take a while. Doesn't mean because you go through our ceremony, it will be gone immediately, but that's a beginning. Take a moment to consider. Keep breathing in divine wisdom, breathing out the blockages you're going to put on your little paper. Sometimes we're scared of changing. Sometimes we just want to hold on to the habits. But divine presence has created a person of light and love. A person of charity, hope, and courage. A person of joy, mercy, grace, and compassion. That's the person we have been created as. The other pieces can fall off, and we will still be us. Divine presence, courageous, loving, caring, hope-filled, becoming who we were made to be. It is a new day. And now we move into our burning bowl. It's a time of release. Now, if you want to actually burn something, you can. I have a candle that I brought that I have had lit beside me, but I'm going to be very careful. First, you need to write on your little paper or your long paper, and you have a few minutes to write now. What are the blockages you most want to release? Print them on your paper. give you a few minutes. Now, if you have toilet tissue and you want to go flush it down the toilet, you can do that. Or you could put it in a little bowl of water. You get rid of it in a way that's safe for you. And although I have the candle, I decided I'm not going to burn it in the candle. I got a little nervous about that. I can only see a few people, and I can't tell if they're still writing. But I'm guessing if those that I can see, Dawn has just left. Sylvia has an expectant look on her face. I think that means she's finished. Larry's smiling. I think that means he's finished. I can't see Jack. I see Teresa. I see a pen, I think. So we'll wait a few minutes. All right, I'm guessing that everybody has disposed of their paper in a way that was safe for you. Now we move on to the affirmations. And I read something just yesterday. It was a mental health sheet. And it talked about why so few people ever write New Year's resolutions anymore. But this is different. This is an affirmation because at Unity, we do affirmations. You can write one or you can write several. And you're not saying, I want to do this, or I would like $1 million to appear in my mailbox tomorrow. It's based in faith. And you're going to be writing a letter to yourself. And the letter you'll see in a few minutes. And the letter is dear, but it's not you. In a way, it's you. You can say, dear divine presence, dear God. You'll see a sample of the letter in a second. You date it today. Whoops. Change the date to January 2nd, 2022. How you view divine presence within, or how you name that divine presence. Maybe God, divine source, divine energy. Dear Divine Source, dear Divine Spirit, dear God within. And then you state your affirmation in the present tense. It might be, I am a loving person right now. I bet you could all say that, and it would be absolutely true. Something specific. I'm just checking to see if people are still writing. If you are, that's okay. We'll wait for a few minutes. If you finished it, make sure you put it in a place that you remember where you put it. I had to really search for mine. But I have a picture frame in my desk, close to my desk. This was from Rev Lori, one of the many things she brought over, and it says, "Be my eyes and see the world as I do. Be my hands and bring the world my healing. Be my heart and love the world with my heart." So I'll put it behind that, and that will remind me. So figure out a place that is meaningful to you. A place that you'll remember to find at the end of December 2022. So it's about you, for you, and it will flow through you. And that's exciting. And the people who are in daily prayer every day are used to me doing this. This is my new Louise Hay daily calendar. And this year she has animals in every picture. So interestingly enough, I don't know if you can see it. Looks like a Bengal tiger. And you might not always feel like a tiger inside, but it says, "Opportunities are everywhere. I have a multitude of choices." And we all do. Amen.
Well, thank you, Pauline. And for those that are still writing, keep on writing. Just had a great job on doing our ceremony again, a little bit different. Hopefully next year we can all get together and have a fire outside, but it's still a great way to let go of the old and make room for the new and set up our intentions for what kind of year we want to have. So thank you so much for all the time and effort you continue to put into your service or your talks and all you do for Unity of London. And now we'll enjoy a lovely song by Paul Leftenegger.
Put your hand on your heart and put your hand on your heart and say, "I love you," and close your eyes. Feel your breath beneath that beautiful heart in your chest, and look inside of your soul. There is a love coming to life. I see your love as one love. I feel a joyfulness of bliss in this. And can you see your waterfall? And your heart is leading to it all. stream, how it flows. It glistens as it goes, and shine your light, and shine your heart, shine your light, and shine your heart. You are a radiant starlight, and raise your light, and put your hand on your beautiful heart, and put your hand on your beautiful heart, and say I love you, I love you, and close your eyes, feel your breath beneath that beautiful heart. Yes, there's a beautiful heart in your chest.
Ah, you gotta love Paul. He just does such a great job of music. And now we take time to bless our tithes and offerings that have come in through various ways to Unity of London. Whether you send your gifts through Unity of London by email at unityoflondon@hotmail.com, using Tithely on our website, sending a regular check in the mail, or sending cash. However you have given your gifts and your tithes, we take time to bless those offerings, to bless the people that have given, and to know that our abundance is great and getting greater and growing always. For as we give, our gifts are multiplied. And so it is, and so we let it be. And we thank everyone. And now we say our prayer for protection. And I invite you to affirm this with me. The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me. The presence of God watches over me. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Yay, God. And our peace song. And have a great day and a great year. No, Pauline, you're smoking. Oh, and now we take a few moments to do a little fellowship. Thank Pauline, make comments. Who would like to start? No, one at a time, one at a time. Hold on. Larry, or should I say, Mr. God?
Yeah, sorry, Larry.
Pauline likes putting me on the spot. It's awesome. I don't mind it. I don't mind at all, Pauline. You can
Okay.
ask me to do anything for Unity. It was a great service, Pauline. You're very creative in putting this together with these difficult times that we're going through. So I'm sure everybody appreciates your efforts. But yet, just writing the letter, you made me think of how much, how far I've come in my spiritual journey, just with one statement in that letter. Because when Catherine and I first got together, one day I said, how you feeling? And she said, physically, emotionally, or spiritually? And I looked at her and said, what are you talking about? It was like I'd never heard that before in my life. And now I know how to ask more specifically.
Come a long way, baby.
How she's feeling emotionally or spiritually. Anyway, yeah, it's been a long journey. It's been a great journey, but it's been a really great journey because of folks like you, Pauline. Thank you.
Thank you, Larry. Your sharing last week, I looked, or December 19th, I looked at it again, and that was so powerfully touching. Just touched my heart. I mean, I loved all of the sharings. They were all, including Paula's poem. Your sharing was so heartfelt because you talked about where you've been and where you are now. It's so nice to see all these faces.
Yes.
I just wanted to say that no matter what stage or mindset I was at before the service on any given Sunday, after the service was over, it was like a breath of fresh air and a fresh start. So thank you for that, Pauline.
Thank you, Pauline. That was great. Good stuff.
Anyone else? Renee?
Thank you, Pauline, for helping me dig up some things that maybe I didn't want to look at. And
Oh, you're welcome.
I got here and then it got into the pencil. And so now I'm ready to burn this piece of paper. And just, thank you for, putting it out in the open, no matter what it is, because it's ours to deal with. And, as much as we don't want to always look at the things that we fear maybe, or not believe in, it's good that we have people like yourself that just truly love us no matter what, and all of you who are out there. So thank you. Love you all. And Happy New Year.
Hugs.
Bonne année.
Thanks, Renee. Hugs back. And they say when, for Unity leadership, if you're not shaking people up, you're not doing your job. So you're doing your job great in a great way, Pauline. Larry, was that you putting your hand?
Catherine.
That was me. And Pauline, I just wanted to say thank you for a wonderful opening to this year. And something I like to say today is Happy New Day. And let's carry this message with us each and every day, because a year is pretty long for me. I can't stay focused a whole day most times, but so I really love that. And I learned that somewhere else where it said Happy New Day. And I thought, oh, that just really works for me. So, and there's one other thing I wanted to encourage. We want Unity to grow. We want Unity of London to grow and expand and be more inclusive. And I just wanted to encourage people to come to Pauline's class. This book is absolutely amazing. I'm enjoying it immensely. And whether you're a beginner or you think you've got it all under your hat, as Pauline would say, please come, because it's going to be amazing.
Thanks, Catherine.
Thanks, Catherine. And that you're absolutely right. And also, remember, we want to inspire others to about their spiritual awakening. So anyone you know that might be open to attending the class that's not part of Unity, please share the link with them, share the opportunity that somebody you know might be looking for a course just like this to have a difference in their life. And it's great that Pauline is offering it in the afternoon or in the evening, so it opens it up to so many people. It's great.
And I wanted to add too, you don't have to be struggling to take this class. You can be on top of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I wanted to welcome, I see Maria Gallo, who I have not seen before. And I just wanted to do a little shout out and say, welcome. We can't see you, but we're grateful that you're here. And we hope that you heard something or felt something that will cause you to join us again.
Thanks, Catherine. Yeah, we tried to talk to her earlier, so we're not really sure if there's a person behind there or not, but I
Great,
guess time will tell.
great.
And Ed, your tablet is connected, so I'm not sure what's going on, but we'll figure that out when Larry and I come over to beat you at darts later.
Who's the target?
I will do.
Come on, Larry, you want to come over? Oh,
You could take a tennis ball and put little spikes in it and call it the COVID virus.
oh, there you go.
No, I have enough attention on that. I don't need a game.
Very true. Very true.
I think a tennis ball will be really hard to hit, so.
Yeah.
The ricochets could be dangerous. So.
Yeah.